Hey everybody, Brian Zane here, and I can't see too good. Is that Anthony Fantano over there?
No, no, not at all. I'm not wearing glasses today.
Well, that's right. Oh my God, you took your glasses off in solidarity with me, who's lost my glasses. So
Yes.
I love it. I appreciate that, Jay. Thank you very much.
It's the first ever glassesless episode of predictions on Wrestling with Regret.
Say that 5 times fast. Yes,
Right.
it's Extreme Rules is just around the corner, and so we're going to talk about and give our predictions for this show based on the card that we have in front of us right now. So there might be some changes to the card between now and when the show happens, hopefully, because we'd like to see some more stipulation matches, but that's for a little bit later. Let's talk about one match that was signed this week, I believe, Liv Morgan versus Carmella. This one is kind of like the least stakes out of anything else going on in this show, it seems. No titles on the line. There's no gimmicks as of right now. It's just a grudge match with two ladies. Carmella being on pay-per-view after summarily losing all of her matches since for the last 6 months.
Since 2020.
I don't quite understand it, but Liv Morgan is somebody who's got. I feel with Liv Morgan, she's had this permanent sense of upward trajectory of, that push is going to happen any moment now, and then for whatever reason it doesn't. So maybe this is the start of another one of those? What do you think?
Well, yeah, and I think it's really just to get her over.
Yeah.
I can't see any other reason for this match, unless they're going to push Carmella again for the 11th time.
Now, I think Carmella is a character who it's she came back with a gimmick, and I thought it was very good at the time, and she had Reggie the sommelier, and then she lost Reggie, and then kind of lost a lot of her momentum and direction. And her and Zelina Vega are kind of in a race to the bottom of win-loss record on SmackDown right now. So, yeah, I think it's going to be kind of academic. I think Liv Morgan's going to handily win this one. Jay, what do you think?
I absolutely agree, Liv Morgan.
The Usos will defend the SmackDown tag titles against the Street Profits on the pay-per-view. And Jay, you and I were talking about this before we started rolling on this. This could be match of the night, or at least one of the matches of the night.
Right. Well, we've already seen the match before on SmackDown, and it was a pretty damn good match.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for real. So this could be as well.
Yes, with the lights on bright on pay-per-view, on Peacock, and I'm sure the game will be upped considerably for this one.
I don't see them losing the championships, though, in this match.
No.
I mean, I'm just not getting that vibe.
No, it just seems like the Bloodline is the hottest act in the company right now. There's no reason for them to lose at all in the next couple of months. And I definitely see it kind of the same thing, where it's they're going to hold on to the belts, but it's going to be a good match to get us that point, at least. But you and I seem to be in agreement that the Usos will retain. In a rematch from SummerSlam, if you want to call their first match a match, you've got Becky Lynch defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. And now, Jay, you've been more kind of in the thick of it with SmackDown than I have. What's your take on heel Becky Lynch?
Well, I still think there was, like we said, talking off camera earlier, there was a lot of money left on the table for a face Becky Lynch. Whereas I see what they're trying to do with what they did with Roman Reigns, right? They think they're going to get the same thing going. But that's because Roman Reigns didn't have any more face left in him.
Right, he needed the heel turn.
Yes.
Becky did not need the heel turn.
She had the man thing was going strong.
Yeah, she has a charisma about her for sure.
Yeah.
Which is why I think she's pulling off the heel thing as well as she is.
Yeah, absolutely she does.
I mean, I think we can all kind of agree it's I think that, like you said, there's money left on the table of her as a babyface. I'm sure they'll come back to that at some point, but they just want to get this heel Becky Lynch out of their system. They couldn't do it the first time they turned her heel, which is what begat the whole man thing to begin with. They want to try it again. Although I think it's more difficult and more admirable to pull it off when she is a new mom. So, but my whole concern with this and the rematch and the feud with Bianca right now is that Bianca is right now the biggest female babyface on SmackDown. I don't see her winning this matchup here.
No,
and it's one of those things where I think Becky and her character and her charisma being larger than life could risk eating Bianca alive. Because Bianca is a talented, charismatic performer as well, but not on the level of Becky Lynch. And so I think that what would happen here, what I think is going to be probably what I think would happen, would be Becky Lynch retains here, Bianca probably moves to Raw in the upcoming draft because there's
Right.
literally nothing else for her to do on SmackDown. She's beaten everyone else multiple times, and then she loses to Becky twice. I just don't see her sticking around there. And then maybe getting some other big baby face from Raw over to SmackDown.
Maybe that's what happens with the Street Profits as well. Maybe, if they take the L, they all go over to... Now, I've said
back to
before,
Raw.
yeah, usually WWE breaks up couples, but they've been good lately.
Yeah.
So, maybe they'll just keep them together. Who knows? I'm not sure, but either way, I'm excited for this match.
Yeah, and so it's going to be a good match. I mean, it has to be better than what happened at SummerSlam, so that's a guarantee. You can take it to the bank. But I think that, Becky Lynch retaining seems to be pretty easy bet on that one.
Yeah. Well,
no reason to take the belt off her.
You can call that a match, but Eric Rowan and The Rock was a match, too.
Yeah, right? And speaking of the ladies, we go from the SmackDown Women's title to the Raw Women's title. Charlotte Flair defending against Alexa Bliss. These two have fought in the past before, but that was a different time for Alexa. She's not the spooky, creepy child lady that she is now.
Right.
So, what do you think about this matchup, though? Now, all the with the gimmicks as they are.
I'm interested for the match. I said that on the review. Now that I didn't hate the Alexa and Charlotte segment like I usually do. I like how Charlotte was being kind of real with her about things, and then Alexa was coming back with stuff too.
Yeah, I agree. I think their promo segment was pretty strong.
Yeah, so that made me more interested in the match than anything else they've done. The dolls, God, I hate it, but. I don't know. There's just one thing I visualize, and I don't know why, and I just don't want to see it. But it's like, the lights go out in the match, and like they come back on, kind of like Undertaker style. Not that the Undertaker's coming back or anything like that.
Not for this one.
No, because him and Charlotte would be the end all be all. Like, Mark, you got to come back, intergender match.
Yeah, that's where the real money is. Charlotte Flair.
To keep her under contract or whatever. But no, so I just don't want that dumb doll Charlie or whatever to get involved, or Lily,
there's
or whatever.
Gonna be some doll tomfoolery aplenty. I was surprised. I was surprised how little doll stuff we got at SummerSlam against Eva Marie. But I bet now that there's two of them. There's two of them. Maybe now there's two dolls, then maybe it's going to be a little bit different. We'll have some interaction with Charlie and Alexa. You know what? We should get like a CGI doll fight. Just in the middle of the match, cut away to the two dolls, and there's like...
that sounds hilarious, but I have a great idea.
Okay.
So you know how they had like the supermarket fight with Booker T and Stone Cold, right?
Yes.
So why don't we have Alexa and Charlotte in the Build-A-Bear workshop match? Like just go into Build-A-Bear and just start throwing shit everywhere. Like there's just
the stuffing is flying all over the place.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And, in the end, it's just Charlie and
and Lily. Oh man, if this were all some elaborate tie-in to lead to like a partnership with Build-A-Bear, and like you get your own Alexa and Lily doll, like that's again talk about money left on the table. WWE, you got to get on that.
Right, we want our ends too.
Yeah, we want our 15% on that too. So Jay, we have just beaten around the bush long enough. Who do you think's going to win this matchup?
Oh Jesus, I'm conflicted because they do hot shot the belt off. Charlotte quite a bit because, like I said, they're trying to get to as many reigns. But now that Ric Flair's kind of essentially been canceled in a weird way,
they're gonna have to break the record for sure.
Get
John Cena back on the phone, have him beat Roman Reigns.
I mean, if he's gone even off the opening of the show, does the amount of title even matter?
More.
Maybe Charlotte is the most crowned champion at this point. I don't remember how many reigns she has at this point. Is it 10 or 11?
She's on her way up. There's a 12 or something.
I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But no, I'm kind of conflicted because her reigns don't last long. I'm oddly enough going to go with Alexa.
Okay, you know what? I think I think Charlotte's going to hold on to the belt this time around. I have a feeling that maybe if in my mind that maybe Bianca Belair goes to Raw, I think maybe Alexa Bliss would go to SmackDown. That would be kind of like my ideal trade. But I mean, with that, I don't see Alexa winning. But I mean, could be wrong. But I mean, that's just my pick. Is that Charlotte's going to be the one walking out the champion. U.S. title triple threat match. They added a person in the last week to this thing.
This is a good thing.
Yes, it is a good thing in this case. It was going to be Sheamus and Damien Priest, Damien defending, but now Jeff Hardy has earned a spot in the match by way of beating Sheamus on Raw. And I think it's an improvement because as much as I liked Sheamus versus Damien at SummerSlam, probably more than most people it sounds like, I don't want to see them in a rematch one-on-one right away.
Yeah, but it is kind of an odd, like where the hell Hardy out of nowhere,
Hardy's been all over the place because first he was doing the thing with Karrion Kross that nobody liked, and then he was in the 24/7.
Still doing it at house shows.
Then he was in the 24/7 division for a week, and people hated that even more because at least, hey, it's like he's old, but he's not dead. Don't put him in the 24/7 7 division, and now he's like got a few wins under his belt, and now he's challenged for the U.S. title. So
what about Drew McIntyre? He sounds like a guy that you would even throw into this match. I'm not sure. Anyways,
I think it's going to be good. Jeff Hardy adding to this is going to make it really good.
I'm glad he's there. It just kind of seems out of nowhere for the feud is all, in my opinion. So, but that being said, I also think they're not going to take the belt off of Damien Priest, but I was going back and forth with this Hardy, like, did he just sign a new contract or something, you know, or like what's going on? But, you know, Damien Priest, I'm not going to say he's the younger guy because he's not exactly young necessarily, you know, he's like our age.
Young in years in the company, let's say.
Yes, young at least on the roster. So that's what I mean by that is that like he's fresh.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still somewhat fresh. You want to keep him fresh instead of Jeff Hardy, who's always going to be fresh.
Always going to be over. Always, no matter what.
Exactly.
So it's like he doesn't need it. And so I think, I agree with you, Jay. I think Damien is going to retain this one. Well, this next match is the only Extreme Rules match to take place on the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, Jay. It's the only gimmick match to speak of so far. As of this recording, Roman Reigns defended the Universal Championship against the Demon, Finn Balor.
Am I wrong? Is Extreme Rules? I thought like the very first one ever was like nothing but like stipulation matches.
That's what this show has historically been marketed as, is like the show with all the gimmick matches. Like it begat from the one night stand shows, the ECW things, and it became Extreme Rules. Like all I'm saying is last year you had a guy lose their eye and then somebody fall into a swamp. So you gotta step your game up, WWE, in 2021. When everyone else is picking their game up, you gotta have a few more gimmick matches than just one thing. But with Roman Reigns in this situation, it's like the deck is stacked against him because, oh no, it's a match with weapons, and oh no, it's the match with the Demon, who historically is like not undefeated, but is usually the stronger variant of Finn Balor.
Right. Well, he is the answer to everything.
He is the answer to everything, is the Demon. So, like, I think it's going to make for a really interesting matchup. I expect probably this one and the SmackDown Tag Belts to be my kind of pick for like match of the night between those two.
Yeah, this should be good. I mean, there's no reason for this match not to be good. But what's going to happen with Finn Balor if he loses here? Or how's it going to happen? Is it going to be like The Undertaker losing at the Royal Rumble 94 and he ascends to heaven?
It's one of those...
Comes back as a biker or
with
something?
the Demon coming back, it is kind of it's surprising to me because it's the first time we've seen the Demon in years. Like, not since before he was...
WrestleMania 35,
brought back down to NXT.
Against Lashley.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen the Demon. So it's like, for it to come back and for it to, spoiler alert, we think Finn's going to lose. We think that Roman will retain. That's my pick, at least. There's no reason to take the belt off him yet. So
I don't think they will.
It would be kind of a downer for the Demon to come back after so long, only to have him lose. But that just seems to be the reality of where I think it's going to go.
The only way I think that they might do it is if Brock Lesnar interferes. And that sets up the Saudi Arabia match, which doesn't have to be for the belt, between those two. Really, it has to be for Paul Heyman.
That is true. Yeah, for the custody of Paul Heyman, it's going to be a ladder match.
The world's oldest man-child.
He's going to be in the cage, or he's going to be just on he's going to be on a harness above the ring, like
Rupert Dangerously.
You mean Arthur Dangerously?
No. He'll say something like, Brock, can I pee? He'll be like, yes. Thank you.
Paul Heyman as Steve Martin's character from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels is a remake I didn't know I wanted, but...
Right. You could visualize
But then who would you put as Michael Caine's character, as the older brother?
Ponder it and comment below.
Let
How
us
about
know.
That? All right. Well, it looks like we've got our predictions in the can for what's going to happen this Sunday.
Those are our thoughts on the show, folks. What do you think's going to happen in Extreme Rules? Let us know in the comments section, and we'll see you on the other side for our Extreme Rules review show. Hopefully by then, maybe one or two more matches will have been added, and maybe one or two more stipulations. Could it be? But until then, folks, for Jay Biggs, I'm Brian Zane, and we'll see you next time.